reps, and then we'll go from there. But we work 3 groups. That's something that we do all spring and all fall camp. We'll work 3 groups. Everybody gets a chance to learn the system and be in the meetings and all that type of stuff, and then we'll do that all the way till about 10 days out before our first game, and then we go to our 2 groups, scout teams and so forth, once we've kind of dialed in on who we think is going to play and who we got to get ready. But we work 3 groups, but we'll manage those reps, and Street will do a great job of managing and charting the reps, of how we break it up. And I think the biggest thing is those guys got to be ready. Whether you get 2 reps or 4 reps, you got to be ready, and you got to know what you're doing, and you evaluate everything, control what you control. So we've done that many times, and we got 4 guys that are really going to be out there in the mix this spring. And we know more about Kelly, we know more about Tucker, just because they've been here. We don't know as much about Zarek, because he really hasn't had much work since we were able to. We feel like we were able to get some good work done in our bowl prep. I think that's going to be huge for him. But really through the season, once he's not repping. He's either scout team work or he's over there mentally, watching. So we'll make sure that he and Hunter get the opportunity to where we can get some good evaluation on them. But just something you manage every day.
If I recall, the last time you guys had this battle in 14, I guess, you had a couple of scrimmages or practices where you let the quarterbacks be live to kind of get a better idea of their mobility and how they work in that situation. Is that something you plan to do?
We'll see. There were some different dynamics that year, that spring. But we'll kind of see how it goes. I think that how we practice as far as our quarterback rules are pretty good. You can still get a good feel for their athleticism. Obviously, we're not putting them on the ground, but we make those guys. If a guy's a pocket passer, they're not going to hit him. They're not going to grab his arm or anything like that. I kind of control that if he's a passer in the pocket. But we have a lot of quarterback run built in, and if a guy scrambles and he's a runner outside of the pocket, they're not going to put him on the ground, but they got to be in position to tag him with 2 hands low, and that challenges your defense, because the old, I would have had him. No, you got to go and get in position. You can do a good job with that without beating him up. And then if he's a runner inside the box, you're running a quarterback counter or quarterback power, something like that, then they thud him up. So it's not a tag situation. So we've got a good feel for how to practice against that and get it so we can get as good of evaluation on on what they can do with their legs and their ability to create as you can have without actually tackling them. But we'll see. We'll see as the spring goes where we are, and if that's something we feel like we need to do, we will.
You said the battle could go into the season. Would you prefer to see a guy emerge this spring?
I mean, that'd be great, but even if somebody emerged this spring, I mean, you still haven't played a game. You've got a long summer, and everything counts. I mean, fall camp. It's just like the last time we were in this situation. We had one guy that left the program, and then we had another. Deshaun got hurt, and Cole was the best guy. As far as being able to go win a game right now, he was the best guy. Deshaun was the most talented guy, but he wasn't the best guy. And then in spring, and then all of a sudden you come back in August, and Cole's here, and Deshaun was here from a starting standpoint, and then by the end of camp, it's right here, and you're like, okay, well, we're going to have to go play them. Now it's got to go to games. You don't have preseason games. I mean, so we got to go play. And, oh, by the way, you're opening up in Georgia, and so we saw obviously some good things from Deshaun there. And then the second game, it was kind of a 50-50. They played, and then I think the third game, it kind of settled itself out. And sometimes that's what it takes. But you just don't know. I mean, I have no idea how it's going to play out. I just know that Kelly's clearly number one. And it's not. I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, he'd go play for us today. And I'd be excited to see him, but how's he going to take that role? How's he going to respond to that? He hasn't been the guy. We'll see how he does. Kind of like Taj Boyd. When Taj Boyd was that first spring, okay, it's his chance to go be the guy. How's he going to do? And he took it and ran with it. We'll see how it all goes. But there's no lifetime contract. It's a game of performance, and all we can do as coaches is evaluate what we see on the field, and everything counts. Especially at that position, everything counts. But it's going to be fun to watch Kelly and the young talent that we have battle it out and see how it all shakes out. And then we got Chase coming in here this summer, another guy that'll have a chance to get into the competition.
I know you were anticipating having a 10th coach to help coach the defensive line. What kind of challenge is it going into the season with a new defensive line coach who's kind of got to take all that responsibility?
I mean, that's what we do, coach. I mean, I don't really see it as a challenge. I mean, that's what you hire people to do their job. We've had a very good continuity here on our staff, so I think that's always a positive. But from time to time, you're going to have somebody, get an opportunity like Hobb got to go be one of the 32 guys in the NFL coaching the D-line. You're going to get an opportunity for somebody to go be a head coach or somebody to go be a coordinator or something like those things happen. And obviously with Dan, he retired. So, you go out and you hire a person that you think can do the job. So I don't really see it as a challenge. I see it as a great opportunity, because everybody's different. Everybody has a different personality, and I think you got a chance to get better. But I hired Todd because he's an excellent football coach, and I've had a chance to see him work up close. He's got an excellent track record. He's a great fit for our staff. I love his age. I think he's going to be great as a recruiter. I think that he can coach the whole front if he needs to. He can coach the ends. He can coach the tackles. That's not a problem there. And then he's had excellent performance in where he's been. But he's ready for this. He's eager for it. He's hungry. I like that. I love that hunger that comes sometimes with a change. And so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And then Mickey is a great football coach. That's why I brought him here. He's going to do a tremendous job. And hopefully the 10th coach will pass in April, and hopefully it'll start in April. If not, January, and we're well prepared for when that happens. Obviously, we want to have 5 on offense and 5 on defense, and I love to have 2 D-line coaches, and I love to have 2 DB coaches, and then Coach V kind of floats all over the place. It's again a great opportunity for us to just continue to get better.
If that passes, would you go outside, or would you?
No, we've got a plan in place, and excited about what we've got ready to go.
Any truth to the rumor that your visit to the State House yesterday was designed to jumpstart a Dabo for Congress campaign?
No, there's zero truth to that rumor. I can assure you, I want no part of that world. Oh my God, they got a tough job. They got a tough job, but it was a good visit. What a cool experience, to have a chance to be in that setting with the people who run the state. So it was pretty neat. Got to meet the new governor last night as well. Not had a chance to meet him, and just a lot of neat people, a lot of great folks yesterday. But no, that's not. I like my job. I like right where I'm at. That's for sure.
Yeah, but position moves, are there going to be any for the spring?
Position moves. No. I mean, we'll cross train a bunch of guys. I wouldn't really call that a position move. We like to do that, especially in the offensive line. We love to cross train those guys. A guy like obviously Maverick Morse has played everywhere. He'll continue to do that. Hearn, he played tackle all last year. You know, we repped him every week at tackle. We'll continue to do that. Pollard, Ankrum, two guys last year. You're just trying to kind of get them going and teach them. Now they've got good experience. Hopefully now we can cross-train those two guys with some guard work and tackle work. Ankrum can work left, right, and guard. Pollard can work the right and guard. So we love when we can do that. So we'll do a lot of that this spring to try to prepare ourselves. And you know, and then you got a few guys that hey, we're gonna kind of, you know, like John Simpson. He'll probably work left guard and right guard. We'll cross-train some guys at center. You know, a couple of guys we want to see there. Cervinka's a guy we're really excited about, and we're going to try to get him a lot of. We know he can play guard. We want to see him really get a lot of center snaps this spring. You know, we've got no real position moves. I mean, you know, we've got a lot to figure out in the secondary as far as how we position guys. Kayvon's a guy that, you know, can play corner, love his presence like as a boundary corner, big, long, physical kid. He does a great job, especially with his press technique, getting his hands on people. But he's a really good safety as well. He can also play our nickel position. So really kind of getting him, he's probably the most fluid of those guys. And then we got some young guys, you know, like Nolan and Isaiah, you know, getting them in the right spot, strong and free. And, you know, may take a guy like Isaiah as well and look at him at the nickel position because he's a unique body. He's long, he's physical, he can run. He's kind of an every down kind of a guy, which is those guys are hard to find. So we may look at him a little bit. I go along with Kayvon and obviously Ryan Carter would be our #1 nickel guy, true nickel guy right now. So looking at the corners, both sides, field and boundary, kind of figuring that all out. But, you know, as far as moving somebody from offense to defense or something like that, don't have any of those things in the plans right now.
Is Trey Lamar, does he stick at Mike, or he go to?
He could play. I think he play either one. I mean, he can play. He'll start out at Mike, but he can play either spot. I think when it's all said and done, for sure. But really excited about, you know, seeing all this. We're gonna mix and match those. That's the other thing. We're gonna really, probably more than we ever have this spring, we're gonna really mix and match those backers. It's one of the things that we've talked about is, you know, we're gonna try to find the best 4. You know, that's really what we're looking for. And so we're going to ask some guys. I feel as good about that position as any position on our roster. I really, really feel great about what we have at linebacker. We lost one guy. Obviously, he was a really good player in Ben, but we just got a lot of guys there that can play. And so getting them in the right spot, kind of challenging them, I think we've got enough mental experience now where we can get them out of their comfort zone a little bit and line them up a little bit differently. And I think Brent's got a good plan for that for this spring. But I think we're going to have really good depth there, and I'm excited about it. Same thing in the secondary. I think our secondary. I think we have a chance to be very, very good on defense early. You know, if it'll all shake out like I think it will this spring, and then we can, you know, you got to get lucky, stay healthy. It's always a big factor for you, but you know, it's going to be fun to watch it unfold.
Nobody talks about punters. Teasdall is a guy that was real reliable for you.
Yep.
You told us last fall you were real excited about Spires. Is he the guy to kind of keep an eye on?
Yeah, Spires and Batson and Carson King, those 3 guys, and all have had really good moments when we've had our competitive situations out there. You know, it's going to that'll be fun to watch, and you know, whoever wins it's going to get a scholarship because we're going to have one. We saved one for whoever wins the punter job. So, you know, it'll be fun to watch them compete this spring and summer and fall camp and everything. Everything counts there too. So we're going to ask them to do a lot of things. But we've got good talent there. Carson and Batson, I think, are sophomores, redshirt sophomores, and then Spires will be a redshirt freshman. So it'll be good.
You recently added Theo Chavis to
role and how he helped the program?
Yeah, he's a player development guy. So, you know, basically we had a spot open when Mickey moved on the field. So we just kind of shuffled those guys. Andrew Warwick and Lemansky is still a player development analyst for us. And then so basically just took Miguel and put him in that spot. And so he'll be you know, really doing all aspects of player development and working with, you know, our coaches and game planning. You do everything. He just can't coach on the field, which is the way it's always been.
Where are you going to start Logan?
We'll probably start. He's going to probably play Will, and might look at him at Sam as well. And he's an interesting guy. You know, I'm really anxious to kind of watch him a little bit and how that plays out, because, you know, he can rush the passer, and he's kind of a tweener right now. And you know, we just loved him as a football player. I mean, we just said, like, this guy is he's really not an end right now. He doesn't really play backer. He's played tight end. But man, he is a football player, and we love guys like that. We've had a lot of success with guys like that. So we'll see. You know, we're going to start him at backer and see how he takes to it. You know, he might be pig and mud, boom. You know, or he might be Vic Beasley, where he's just like, everybody's going that way and he's going that way. I don't know. You know, we'll see. But I'm excited about Logan. I think he brings everything that you could possibly want to the table as a football player. And usually when you got all those, when you're a really, really good football player, you'll eventually find your spot. And we'll see how it goes. You know, he's a guy that'll be fun to watch develop. But one thing I know he can do is rush the passer. He's just got a knack, and he has a motor that is special.
The day after the national championship game, you talked about how much you wish that Coach Stallings had been there. If you had a chance to visit with him since then, maybe compare the national championship notes.
National championship notes, no, his notes were a lot better than my notes. We won 34-13. We were sipping Gatorade in the fourth quarter. We were holding on for dear life all the way to the end. But no, I've talked to him several times, and he watched every bit of it. He wasn't able to be there, but I saw his daughter. You know, his grandson's here, and his daughter Jackie was in town the other day, and had a chance to visit with her. I had not seen her since the game either. But he should be here for the spring game. In fact, I think he's going to speak at our All-In Ball this year, so I'm excited about that. And but yeah, it was a fun conversation the first time I talked to him. You know, he thoroughly enjoyed the game and was happy for us.
Anything else? Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys. Thank you. Congrats, Tim.
Thank you, Coach.